Hello, everyone. Welcome to the full moon in Leo. Oh, by the way, I am going to sing. This is part of the because after all, Leo. In this podcast, I'm going to tell you the features of this full moon, and it's a good one. I think you'll really like this. Then we will have the song. This song, I feel that so embodies this. And then we'll take you through the houses. Where does the full moon land in your chart? And finally, yesterday when I was sitting in meditation, I got a message, 2 Sanskrit mantras that really speak to the energies of this full moon. If you don't know me, my name's Irliana. I practice Western tropical astrology, ancient astrology blended with modern, and I use whole sign houses. This is StarSound Speaks podcast. My website is starsoundastrology.com. So if you need a session and desire an empowering context in which to face this year and move through it with grace and empowerment, I am your girl. So you can hit me up there. All right. And now our regularly scheduled program. So this full moon is happening tomorrow, Thursday, 12:54 p.m. Eastern time. It's at 5 degrees of Leo. All full moons are endings, illuminations, realizations. It's a completion of something that was begun with the new moon 2 weeks earlier. In a full moon, you've got both luminaries, right? You have the sun, and then you have the moon, where the moon was new and invisible at a new moon. When it comes to fullness, the full moon is that peak light, peak illumination. So we get this realization about ourselves. There's something that comes up that allows us to complete. There's an ending, there's a realization, there's illumination. The moon's max light. Anybody who has got fixed signs at like 0 to 10 degrees, this is going to be a very powerful influence. That would be Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The sun is ruling the full moon. Well, the sun is in exile in Aquarius. It always is when there's a full moon in Leo. What's powerful about this is Pluto's just been washed clean by the fires of the sun in that cazimi, that very, very epic cazimi. We had a 2959 Capricorn, and then it went into 0 degrees, another critical degree, 0 degrees of any sign. And so it was in a cazimi at the whole time. So that's a very magical window. When it's within 1 degree, cazimi is lined up with the sun. The planet is getting washed and renewed and regenerated and reprogrammed along the lines of its sun, highest divine purpose, highest divine will. So the sun with Pluto there, it's like mother taking her little boy and saying, let me get that washcloth and soap and water. I'm going to clean that, the behind your ears is all dirty. I'm going to clean your ears. I got to wash you clean. There will be no robot apocalypse. No, you got to think higher than that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. With all that technology, let's keep the big picture and what is best for humanity. So that's the ruler of the full moon, the exiled sun. The bound ruler is Jupiter. For that degree of Leo, it's in the bounds of Jupiter. So this full moon is playing by Jupiter's rules. And Jupiter's in Taurus. And look, making that big T square with the sun and Pluto, Pluto, he's still feeling that energy of that energy of just that cazimi is permeating our consciousness and our society. It's making this big old fixed T square here with the moon and the sun and Jupiter. Jupiter is divine providence, is saying, look, you have this conflict about yourself and being in a group and friendships, and there's this tension and realizations happening. You know what? Let's party. I got the bucks, I got the chocolate, I got dark chocolate, I got red wine, think Taurus. It's like, okay, let's party. We all now Uranus is about to station direct in a few days. It is going to station direct in the sign of Taurus. Uranus is saying, you know what? Got to make that fair trade, make it vegan. No animals were hurt. No child labor happened to make that chocolate, right? So let's be on the up and up with all this. And so, yeah, but let's party. We're partying responsibly and we're partying consciously. And that takes care of it all. It's like Jupiter with the T square. Usually T squares are tension, especially a fixed sign T square. It's like, something's got to give. But with Jupiter there, Jupiter being the greater benefic, he's huge. And so, when Jupiter's in the mix, it's usually even a square is really very positive. So he's like, look, I got the, everything's going to be okay. We're wise beings. Let's all play nicely and we're going to party. We're going to celebrate you. And so what is this song? I'm going to sing. Are you ready? From the late, great Sammy Davis Jr. He was the one that made it famous. Musical instrument. No, it is not a paper towel roll. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? Listen to the lyrics. It's speaking the truth. I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I've gotta be me. I've gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. That faraway prize. A world of success is waiting for me if I heed the call. Really screwed that one up, but anyway. I won't settle down, won't settle for less, as long as there's a chance that I can have it all. That's Leo for you. Oh, here's the part we have to work on in the full moon. Integrate. I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free. I've gotta be free. Daring to die, to do it or die. Daring to screw it up and do it over again. Daring to try or to do it or die. I've got to be me. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy Davis Jr. Here's the thing. The full moon's bringing that crisis in consciousness, right? It's like, oh, okay, how do I do this? How do I gotta be me, but I can't, I alienate myself. Yes, no, this is where we get to work out. But Jupiter is like Deus ex machina. The god is a machine in the Greek theater. You know, when things are there's a crisis going on with the mere mortals of Earth. Ancient Greek theater, they lower down somebody on a scaffold. People pull down on ropes, and it was God. It was Jupiter, right? He would come down from the heavens. God is the machine in Latin. Deus ex machina. God is the machine. So this beneficent Jupiterian Zeus provider would just make everything right, right? That's Jupiter's role. Let me come down and you know, hello, my water. Handle the mortals and get everything right. So that T square with Jupiter's, we are getting this blessing. He's like, it's gonna be okay. Just everybody play nice. You'll find what you need. You can be authentic and you can be in your truth, and you can also be a part of something larger. You can have it all. This is the balancing act. This is the realization. What you may realize, by the way, that song, I Gotta Be Me, was originally from a musical. It was a Broadway musical in 1968. It was called Golden Rainbow. And the composer wrote that song in 1967, which is when Saturn was in Pisces, where it, of course, is now. And remember, we were saying, make epic art. Here's 50-something years later, that song is still, it's a classic, right? So this is our time making, and we could use this full moon to realize how creative and beautiful and unique we are, and we can make great art that can bless the world. Now, the term, it's interesting, even the title of that musical in which it first appeared, how Leo Aquarius is that? Golden, Leo, rainbow, Aquarius. And Jupiter was in Leo when he composed that song. Fascinating. Don't you love astrology? Yes, I know you do. Here's what you might realize in this full moon. There may be this illumination that leads to completion. And it might be this tribe that I've been hanging out with, this group of friends, this circle, an organization, the people who support me, the colleagues I've been with, maybe they're not my tribe. Maybe this is not the tribe for me because it doesn't get me, because I don't feel comfortable being myself, because I don't feel I can authentically express my vision, my heart, my soul. And I won't squash myself, my uniqueness, to fit in with what they want. I won't dim my light. So this is a realization that may be going on. And you realize too, it doesn't mean the reaction would be, I'm going to get polarized. I'm just going to leave, right? Aquarian, I'm just going to separate myself. But you realize, no, we can't do it alone. Who was that famous person that said, no man is an island? So we're going to factor all that in these few days of realization. Crisis leads to completion. And so where this is going to occur, which houses? Let's talk about what houses, and then we'll finish with the mantra that's going to help all of us. Okay, so what houses with this, where does this full moon land in your chart? So the realization about needing to be you and not doing it alone, but also, that tension that gets played out of being yourself, not dimming your light, but also not being the alienated outsider, right? So they're finding that balance. If you have Leo rising, well, obviously, first house, totally, I gotta be me. That's your theme song, right? It's you, the first house, the physical body, the appearance, the self. If you have Cancer rising, that's going to be in your second house of personal finances and talents and the things that are important to you. You have this completion realization around those items. It speaks to those areas of your life. Gemini rising, it's going to be in your third house, which is writing, speaking, learning, communications of all types, networking, marketing, siblings, neighbors, the people in your local community. You may have some realizations about that. Taurus rising, it's going to be in your fourth house of home and family. So there's some realizations there and some completions. Aries rising would be in the fifth house, which rules children, pregnancy, fertility, romance, dating, sex and romance, all of it, pleasure seeking. Pisces rising, it is in the sixth house, which rules the workplace. It's our health and our dietary regimen, and it's the people that we work with. Maybe if you have employees or you are an employee, there could be some realizations in those areas of service, work service, volunteerism, perhaps. Seventh house is where it's going to impact your relationships. So there's some kind of completion, realization, illumination around being yourself in a relationship, being authentically you and not losing yourself in the other. Capricorn rising, this is going to be in your eighth house, which is the resources, the shared resources with others, the merging into this cosmic infinite. It's other people's money, real estates, trusts, inheritances, trust funds, shared investors, shared resources. So that's where the energy is going to be playing out for you. Ninth house is the house of spirituality, travel, higher wisdom, foreign cultures. What is my truth? What is my spiritual truth? 10th house is the area of career and public image. So that's where this crisis can come to completion regarding your career and public image versus your home life, so it's this tug of war balance that gets worked out. Libra rising, this will be in your 11th house of tribe. So tribe being a spiritual group or just a group of people, colleagues and professional colleagues, perhaps, any kind of group or group organization. And Virgo rising is going to be in your 11th house. So this would be a very inward realization. It's going to maybe happen in solitude and maybe in the dream state, or you get some realization about yourself and your authenticity that allows you to be free, that doesn't where you don't feel like you're a martyr, where you have had to give up being yourself. So claiming your sovereignty is the words I'm hearing. So now I want to just share in completion the two mantras that came to me in meditation. The first one was, I'll write it down below. It's the Om Asato Ma Sat Gamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya, Mṛityormā amṛitaṃ gamaya. And that is about, as I remember, new beginnings. And I believe they sing that one at a new juncture in life, like if you're birthing a new chapter. So there's this realization that allows you to birth or strengthen this this new identity. And the other one called the liberation mantra. Well, of course, right? Leo Aquarius, I gotta be me, I gotta be free. Sing that liberation mantra. The liberation mantra, Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sungandin Pushti Vardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Mṛityormā amṛitaṃ. And you say that 3 times. And again, look for the link if you're not familiar with it. I think those things will definitely help us all. Okay, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my singing and my very fancy kazoo that can also double as a paper towel roll, except it's done with that. Anyway, all right. Like, share, subscribe if you found this useful or entertaining or both or all of it, or even if it's none of it. I don't know. I need the algorithm. Help me out here. Thank you. And we love hearing from you. I love to read all your comments. So I hope you have a fantastic full moon and party like there's no tomorrow. Celebrate you, celebrate life. We've got this. This is Iryliana Samsara, StarSound Speaks, StarSoundastrology.com. Thank you all for listening. Namaste.